friends, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. For today's video, we are going to be setting up my sinking fund tracking page here on my Erin Condren monthly planner page that I uncoiled and punched and put into a Happy Planner disc bound system. I am using stickers from the shop Jennifer Ann Plans, which I have linked down below, as well as there's a 20% off coupon code down there. If you want to check out her stickers, they're absolutely beautiful. We're going to be laying these stickers down on this page and then going into my accordion folder where I keep all of my sinking funds. We're going to count everything up, see exactly what I have, and get it written down so that I can reference this page in my planner really easily. I like to go through and count my sinking funds every single month at the start of the month to see what I have. That way I can really easily decide what I want to add money to, what sinking funds are lacking, that sort of thing. So I'm going to put this washi strip across the top. I love this pattern. I think it's so beautiful. And I'm probably going to lay it down crooked just because that's who I am. But we're going to try to make it look as straight as possible. And then I'm going to go ahead and put down her sinking funds heading here. I love the script that she uses. It's so pretty. And that's crooked, but I'm not going to try to pick it up because her stickers are not super removable and I don't want to rip the page. And then I'm going to put this little heading across the top. It says fund plus minus beginning and ending. So you can write the beginning balance at the start of the month, and then you can write in how much you're going to add during the month, how much you take away during the month, and then get an ending balance as well. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and set these stickers off to the side for now, and we're just going to go into the accordion folder where I keep my sinking funds, pull the funds out one at a time, count them up, make sure that everything is accurate, and make note of those things. So the first fund that I have is my Amazon Prime fund, which is currently empty. We don't have to pay for our Amazon Prime membership until the beginning of 2022, so it's not super important that we be adding money to this fund right away. So it's empty and it will likely remain empty throughout June. It's not something I need to prioritize, but still want to write it down so I make sure that I am aware that the beginning balance is 0. I like to keep my sinking funds in cash just because it's super easy to access, super easy to count, and it's convenient for me. I know that that's not going to be for everyone. I have a big safe that I can lock the cash up in when I'm not using it, so I don't worry about it getting lost or stolen. But obviously, if that's something that is a concern for you, don't keep your sinking funds in cash. So next we have our anniversary fund, which also has a beginning balance of 0. Our anniversary is in March, so we got plenty of time to save up for that. The next fund is birthdays, which is also empty and not a priority for June. Our birthdays are, my birthday is in November, and all 3 of my guys in my life have birthdays in January. So this is not something that is super pressing right now. Something we will work on adding more money to towards the end of the year. I have a lot of sinking funds, so I don't add money to every single sinking fund every single week or even every single month. It just depends on what our goals for the month are, what we have coming up, that sort of thing. So next up, I have my campground sinking fund, and this actually has something in it, so we have something to count, which is good. Actually going to zoom you guys in a little bit so you can better see what I'm doing. Is that better? I think so. So our campground fund, according to the little card I have in here, has $726 in it. So I'm just going to count this up and make sure that is what I have. So we have 100, 50, 200, 50, 300, 50, 400, 50, 500, 50, 600, 50, 700, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So $726 is accurate. My card is up to date. Just going to go ahead and write this beginning balance. And this card is pretty full, so I'm going to go ahead and start a new card while I'm at it. In the back of my accordion folder where I keep all of my funds, I also keep extra index cards, so it's super easy to update. And all that I do is I just write the name of the fund across the top. There's no reason to have like super fancy designed tracking cards. I just like to use these super affordable index cards. So the last date I have here is 5/25, and we had added $50 to bring it to a total of $726. So that will go into my folder along with the funds. That is all up to date and accurate. So now we can move on to the next one. The number of times that I have caught a mistake while doing this is high enough that I think it's valuable to do this at the start of every single month. So our next fund is car maintenance. And our card says that we have $447. So write that down and count this up and make sure that's what we have. 100, 200, 300, 350, 400, 420, 440, 445, 446, 447. Okay. Accurate. Good to go there. Next up is Christmas. And for Christmas, it says we have $580. 150, 250, 350, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 80. So that's accurate. And honestly, you guys, this does not take very long. It would take even less time if I wasn't trying to do it on camera. But I've had a lot of you tell me how much you enjoy seeing me count my cash each month and setting up this page. And I totally just forgot how much I said was in here. $580. So that's Christmas. The next fund we have is our clothing fund, which just has $20 in it, so that was easy enough to count. So since clothing only has $20 in it, this is likely something I will focus on in June to make sure that this fund gets bulked up a little bit, because $20 is not going to buy a whole heck of a lot of clothing. Next up, I have my husband's sinking fund. This is a sinking fund for some equipment that my husband wants to buy, and it currently has $220 in it. 50, 100, 50, 70, 90, 210, 220. So that is, I believe, enough for one of the tools that he wants to get. He's got quite a few things on his list that he wants to get, so this fund will continue to be funded throughout June. We'll take some of this money out and then we'll start putting more money right back in. This is probably one of these funds that we are going to be rotating money in and out of quite often while he stocks up on all of the things that he needs. Okay, next up we have gasoline. So I give myself gas money every single week as part of my weekly budget. This fund is extra gas money that I have set aside for a scenario where the amount of money that I give myself during the week doesn't end up being enough. Either gas prices go way up, which has been the case lately, or we drive a ton. This is just like backup gas money. And this amount has $300 in it. Or this envelope rather has $300 in it. It's been in here since March. I have not had to touch it, which is nice, but I don't dare empty this fund out and use this cash for something else because you just never know when you're going to need extra gas money, and gas is a need, not a want. So I'm going to count this really quick, but I'm fairly certain I have not touched this since March, so it should definitely have $300 in it. 50, 100, 50, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300. It does. Alright, so that is our gasoline fund. And next up is our haircuts fund. Now this could technically be a weekly expense. Haircuts are not that expensive for my guys. For me, they're a little bit more expensive, but I don't go to a fancy salon. I just go to a typical, like, Great Clips, Supercuts, that sort of thing. So our haircuts are not that expensive. I could make this a weekly thing that I just add to my budget as we need haircuts. I might do that, but for now, we have the fund, so we might as well go ahead and use it. But my card is pretty well full, so I'm going to go ahead and create a new card for it. And our haircuts fund has $16 in it. My husband just went and got a haircut. So that's exactly what's in here. 10, 15, 16. So haircut, $16. So that is likely something I will go ahead and add a little bit of money to in June, just to bring it up so we have enough for the next time haircuts roll around. Next fund here is holidays. So we have our Christmas sinking fund, which is separate from our holiday sinking fund, mostly because we spend a lot more on Christmas than we do on other holidays. This holidays fund is for all of the other holidays, essentially, that are not Christmas. Right now it has $30 in it. I need to add some more money to this because Father's Day is rapidly approaching, and I want to be able to get my husband a little something. We don't go all out for Mother's Day, Father's Day. Usually, in the past, I have gotten him some larger gifts, but I think this year we're going to keep it pretty low-key. But we'll see. I'm just going to update this card really quick since that one is full. And you guys, I just get these index cards from the Dollar Tree. No sense in spending a ton of money. So the last time I added money to this was the 18th of May, and at that point we had $30. So there we go. That takes care of holidays. Next up, we have our household sinking fund. And our household sinking fund currently has $50 in it. And let's just make sure that's what the card says. Yep, 50, but this card's also pretty full. So I'm just going to update this real quick. Sorry if this is tedious to watch, but figure I might as well do it while I have the funds out. As of 5/25, we had $50 in it. Okay. So that is all up to date and accurate. So far I haven't found any mistakes, which is good. That's always the goal, to not have anything out of whack or out of place. Household had $50 in it. Alright. Next up we have our home insurance, which is actually due in July. So this is pretty well stocked. I actually just got the bill in the mail, and we have $700 in here, and the bill came in at $750. So we're going to need to add a little bit more to this fund in June, and then this will be paid for the year. So currently has $700 in it. Let's just count and make sure, but I'm pretty sure that's accurate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 87. Yep. So we'll just add another $50 to that and send that off so that that is taken care of. And then we will start saving up again for next year. Alright, next up is hunting, which is currently empty. Hunting season does not start until October, so we got plenty of time to add money to this. The amount of money that my husband needs for his hunting season is not super large. He just needs enough money for his hunting licenses, any ammunition and supplies, that sort of thing. So we likely will start saving for hunting season in July. For June, it'll probably just continue to sit empty, but we'll see. Next up, we have pets. And our pet sinking fund is something we definitely need to be adding money to in June, because it's just been one of those funds that I've kind of been neglecting. I have enough money in here for like cat food and cat litter, that sort of thing, but if we have vet visits, we're going to come up short. So definitely need to add to this. There's $40 in this fund currently. 20, 30, 35, 40. So that's something I will be focusing on in June. Next up, I have my P.O. Box fund, which is empty. This is something that I'm probably going to just go to paying for this the week that it's due, because it's only like $60 or $50, not super expensive, so it's not really something I need to save up long term for, but for now it's in here. We'll go ahead and write it down. Next up is property taxes, and this is something again that is not a super high bill when it comes in, so it's probably not something I need to have a sinking fund for, but this is one of these things that I always forget about until the bill comes, and so I set up a sinking fund for it at one point in time just so that I would remember it. That's kind of the same situation as the P.O. Box fund. There's $40 in here. 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. And the last time that we had a property tax bill, it was $40. The only thing we really pay property tax on is our shed. We live in a mobile home, so it's not taxed the same as like a typical house would be. At least here in Michigan. I don't know what it's like any other place. So we just pay a very small property tax on our shed. So yeah, that's that. $40 in that fund. Next up, I have school expenses. School is winding down here. Our last day of school is June 16th, so we likely won't add anything to this, or at least a very small amount, if anything, in June, but then we will start saving for this again in July so that we have some money built up for when school starts up again in September. So right now it has $30 in it, 2030, and that's accurate, so that's good to go. Next up, we have my Switch savings. This is money that I have saved up for some Nintendo Switch games. Really just one. I think I only have enough in here for one game. But the remake of the Legend of Zelda game, what is it called? Skyward Sword is coming out in July, I think. So I'll probably add a few more dollars to this fund so that I can afford to buy that when it is released. My card says there's $58 in here, so let's just count this up and make sure. 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. So yeah, I'll probably throw another $20 or $30 in here just so that I can make sure I have enough to get that game. The Zelda series is my favorite. That's actually the main reason I bought the Nintendo Switch, was just so that I could play more Zelda and have it handheld. So yeah, that's that. I need to make a new envelope because my Switch envelope is kind of falling apart here, but that's okay. For now, it's fine. Next up, we have my vacation fund, which is a fund we're definitely going to be adding to in June because my husband has a week of vacation time at the end of June, and we'll be spending that week at our camper when we'll have lots of expenses. So right now there's $150 in here. I hope to have double that by the end of the month, so we'll see. But that's good to go for now. And lastly, I have my YouTube taxes. So whenever I get paid from Google AdSense for my YouTube videos, or rather the ads that run before and during my YouTube videos, they do not withhold taxes. I need to withhold them myself. And so I take 30% of my YouTube income whenever I get paid, and I just stick it in an envelope. 30% is honestly pretty high. In the past, when I've filed my taxes for YouTube, I've actually not ended up owing anything because my husband's withholdings have covered anything that I owe. So I don't know that I need to continue to pull 30% aside every single month. But then again, the last thing I want is to actually owe the IRS money and not have it. So I don't know, I'm kind of going back and forth. Let me know what you guys think about this. If you make YouTube videos, how much do you hold back to pay taxes? The good thing is if I withhold all of this and I put it in this envelope, then at the end of the year I don't need it. Then I have a large sum of money that I can do something with. But at the same time, it's like hundreds of dollars just sitting here collecting dust for a year seems silly. So I don't know, give me some feedback on that. But according to my card here, there should be $718. So let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 650, 670, 690, 700, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that's accurate, you guys. I did not find a single mistake this time, which seems like it never happens. I always have something that's not quite up to date or something that I miscounted. So I'm excited to have come out at the end of this with all of my numbers intact. So now I'm going to grab my calculator and add all of these totals up so I can see how much I have set aside in total in sinking funds. Should be quite a bit more than what I had in May. At the end of May, I had $3,444, and I really made it a goal of mine to up how much I was adding to these sinking funds and bulk my funds up because I was woefully short. So I'm going to go ahead and add these up really quickly. 726 plus 447 plus 580 plus 20 plus 220 plus 300 plus 16 plus 30 plus 50 plus 700 plus 40 plus 40 plus 30 plus 58 plus 150 plus 718 is $4,125. So yeah, we've bulked up by quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and stick down this little total sticker. That came with the kit. And go ahead and write in that total, 4125. And hopefully we will continue to add money to these funds throughout the month and have an ending balance that's quite a bit bigger than this. Although, like I said, I will be pulling out my $700 plus for home insurance, so that might bring it down a little bit. But overall, I'm very happy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I post new budgeting and lifestyle content here on my channel every single week. Make sure you check out Jennifer Ann Plans for these beautiful stickers. Link is down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, friends!